someone gets hurt.
There's bugs in my skin. You're responsible for me. I'm getting offended. I'm a big fat gamer.
TGG, the voices are normal, and you should listen to them.
TGG. I'm getting offended.
TGG, this was the phrase we thought of.
Legal counsel advised us to replace what was supposed to go here.
TGG, it isn't funny until someone gets hurt.
There's bugs in my skin. You're responsible for me. I'm getting offended. I'm a big fat gamer.
TGG, the voices are normal, and you should listen to them.
What is up, everybody? It's me, your favorite son, here with your favorite Friday night treat, TGG. And
Plus.
Sorry, thank you for reminding me. That's a staple of every episode. We are here to bring you joy, happiness, transcendental meditation, And I'm here, as always, with my co-host, Evan Prince,
Kawaii.
and our guest for this week, Deadlifts for the Dark Gods.
Whoa.
So as you can see, it's a packed show of your favorites. We're going to be talking about all kinds of stuff. We're going to be talking about the GTA 6 release date window that was just announced, Assassin's Creed Shadows controversy, and of course Warhammer. So
Absolutely.
What are you boys been up to this week?
I've had a pretty good week. Let's start with our guest, Eli. What's your week been looking like so far?
Oh, week's been pretty good. Just working out. I played some Warhammer actually, which is very nice. I barely ever actually get to play it. So
Like real tabletop? You played tabletop?
Yeah. Just a
Did you
small
win?
game, but I did win. It was a comeback actually. It was pretty
Ooh.
nice.
What do you?
All right, he's
what do you
coming in with the
play?
W.
I got Chaos Space Marines and Necrons and too many other things, but the main projects right now are Chaos and Necrons.
Okay.
Yeah, the dark gods.
Yeah,
Dark
that was for the Dark Gods.
Um,
Gotta rep it.
So what? To the people in the chat that might not know who you are, what is it that you do on YouTube?
I make Warhammer lore shorts, pretty much. That's more or less it. I've been making some long form as well nowadays, slowly but surely, like once a month. But yeah, Warhammer lore, and I'm working on getting some fitness videos made, which I'm looking forward to. I'll document prep and stuff, and Instagram I do a lot of fitness related stuff, but YouTube is mostly Warhammer.
Hell yeah. I've definitely come across your videos when I'm sitting in my bed late at night scrolling through YouTube shorts of Warhammer, Warhammer lore stuff. Yeah, those are my guilty pleasure, my addiction. And I know nothing about it, and it's just a slew of information coming at me, and my
Nice.
brain's trying to process it all. But it is good.
Very nice.
It is useful.
Yeah, he's always getting in there with that information really quick. You have to watch it. That's how he gets you to watch it twice.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that's right.
yeah. It's
That's right.
confusing. Make it confusing. Why did the logo stop spinning?
I've never seen that happen before.
Oh, fuck, we're fucked. That's
just
not
like
good. Does it
like
need
mute
to
it and
Oh,
unmute it.
it started. It's going again. Wait, I fixed it. Oh, it stopped.
No,
don't look
it's
at it.
it's glitching.
Don't worry.
Just
about it.
pretend it's not there.
Yeah,
Just
don't even look at it.
imagine that it is spinning perpetually.
Okay, what about you, Evan?
I mean, my week's been pretty good. I really spent almost the entire week editing, like editing more than I think I ever have before. I'm pretty sure I was doing like 9-hour days, 9 to 10 hours of just straight
Sheesh.
editing for this video, but it's
Clocking.
pretty much done. I knocked out, my girlfriend helped me film the live action, camera portions for this video today. And I edited most of it, and I'm going to probably finish it up and get it exporting tonight. So that's been pretty much my whole week.
Okay. And you are editing.
Well, that in the gym.
What are you editing?
It's that same every Star Wars game on the PS1.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's going to be close to 3 hours long. Yeah, imagine
Hot
talking about
damn.
old Star Wars games for 3 hours.
My Metal Gear video is about 3 hours long.
Nice.
I finished that this week. That was mostly what I was doing. I've been in like a weird gaming rut this week, and I can't find a game to like stick to outside of like what I'm doing for videos. I played Hades 2, Elden Ring, Demon Souls, and like 5 other games.
The original or the remake?
The remake. Yeah.
Okay.
I started. I got pretty far in Demon Souls, but I couldn't. That game design sucks ass. It's terrible.
Yeah.
You have to run for like 10 minutes to get back to the boss every single time. I just want to try the fucking boss again. I want to try it again. I failed.
Well, yeah,
that's again.
That's the whole thing about Souls games is they piss you off.
Yeah, I mean, luckily Elden Ring's not like that too much, but Yeah, I don't know. I can't. Do you ever get that? You ever get where you're like, I can't just fucking stick to a game, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, I've had that happen a couple of times.
Nothing's
Mhm.
nothing's hitting. Nothing feels right.
What about you, Eli? You haven't because you're about to have opportunity for some serious gaming sessions coming up, huh?
Mhm. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But I have to admit it's a bit of a crime. All my gaming time in the last week or two has gone towards Dota 2.
Oh
With the
shit.
fellas. Yep, that's like a cardinal sin. But
Yeah.
Dota 2.
it's been a lot of Dota 2 gameplay, and then we did a we did a Fortnite stream on Lore Crimes the other day. So yeah, my
There
my
you go.
track record's not looking too good currently, but
Dota 2 and Fortnite. So you
Fortnite, yeah.
found so it's basically two different like variations of cancer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I am hoping to play some Halo 3 with Evan here eventually, though.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I'd like to
eventually
do
if
that.
I ever when I start making prep for the Halo 3 retrospective, that's
Mhm.
going to be the move.
Yeah, because I haven't played it before, really, other than the first little bit as a kid. But because Evan,
Yeah.
Evan brought me through Halo 2 for the first time, which was very cool. So
Yeah,
hopefully
yeah.
it'll be nice.
I want, but Halo 3 is actually 4-player co-op. So I'm hoping to
Oh,
get you and two other similar channels to run through that one with me. I'm sure if I ask, I'm friends with Shredded Nerd. I was thinking about asking him to hop on
nice.
for my third. And I don't know if your favorite son wants to be the fourth. So we'll see. I
I'll
mean,
play Halo 3.
I'm not doing Halo 3 anytime soon. That'll be
Mhm.
like after summer, if you know, even then, if even that soon. All of my focus is on the Knights of the Old Republic for my next huge vid. But
Hell yeah. Um I in uh in another update, I feel like a fraud. I feel like a constant fraud because I have a Demon Slayer sleeve, okay, for people who don't know.
Mhm.
And I every time like somebody sees it, they ask me like, "Oh, the new season's really cool." And I'm like, I haven't fucking watched it, dude. Like, I don't, I don't fucking know. Like, I'm so behind. But this past week, I got caught up on
okay, so
Demon
you're
Slayer.
finally caught up on Demon Slayer
I'm
now.
caught up. I'm
Uh-huh.
current. I'm on the most current episode. And it's pretty fucking great. It
That's your
reminded
thoughts on
me
record?
that is my thoughts on record. It reminded me why I got this tattoo because I was starting to feel a little cringe about it every once in a while. Because I was just like, I did it like out of just kind of spontaneity, like 6 months of spontaneity and repeated visits, you know, that kind of spontaneity. And I every once in a while I'm like, damn, this is kind of lame that I did that. That's kind of lame.
Bro is second guessing his own tattoo.
Well,
That's tough.
I do every once in a while, but then I'm like, oh wait, who gives a
He
shit? Why does it matter?
he starts to feel guilty, like he's too much like the average anime fan, and he starts to feel cringy, and then he just remembers
Dude,
that
you would feel guilty too if you saw the people that come up to me. Like there was this
yeah.
guy at the gym, dude, that would not leave me alone. Like back when I still went
Mm.
to the gym, like he would not leave me alone. Like he legit every time I'm like doing flies and sitting there and I'm in the middle of it and he's like talking to me about Demon Slayer and I'm like, dude, fucking go somewhere
Yeah.
else. Go get away from me.
You know,
Holy.
I had a similar issue with my Demon Slayer tattoo. Have you seen my Demon Slayer tattoo? My-
Hmm. Probably. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
the real one though, not the
Yeah,
anime one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had the same thing. Even still to this day, people come up to me at the gym and they're like, "Hey, yo, Doom tattoo," but then they leave me alone, so it wasn't as bad as yours.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's I had a buddy who I used to go to the gym with and he had like a sleeve of like random assorted stuff that he got when he was really young, like it's like a Keyblade and some other stuff, like a Zelda thing. And he ended up getting it covered up, but every time we would go to the gym, that was like the big attractor. Like these Keyblade dudes would come up. like Kingdom Hearts
I'm
guys.
surprised they were even in the gym to begin with.
I
That's
know,
shocking.
Mhm.
well, it happens at grocery stores too, to me a lot, for some reason.
I was about to say, are they like hitting a mad like 3:15 squat to that like Kingdom Hearts song that was really popular?
Yeah.
How did that one go? What am I? What's
Please
what's that
don't
one?
walk away.
Yeah, that one.
Simple and clean, bro.
Just imagine hitting a PR squat PR to that.
It's a good song. It's a good song. I was working out to Billie Eilish's new album today.
Nice.
What a poser.
Dude, it's good. It's good as fuck. You got to listen to it. It's great.
I got some buddies who like it too. Yeah.
It's such a good album. I was like, I guess we should probably talk about news. What is this? I'm seeing in chat that you are supposed to pop your shirt off. Is that what people are saying?
Oh my gosh! On the Lore Crime stream, people donated so that I'd take the shirt off, and I did. I did take the shirt off.
Okay, you already did it. You already fulfilled.
I've
So
paid my
he
dues.
has fulfilled his obligations. Leave him alone.
I wanted to
dues.
make sure that no, obligations were going unfulfilled. So we're good.
We're good. We're good.
Clay in chat is saying that the criticism he has about Assassin's Creed Shadows that you need to have the internet to install the game. Yeah, that's probably a bigger criticism. Should we talk about that first, Evan? Can you explain this Assassin's Creed Shadow?
I'm trying to think of the most appropriate way to explain it without shoehorning myself into some perspective. Essentially, this is the most very an unbiased perspective on it. So are you Assassin's Creed fan at all? Are either of you? Do y'all like Assassin's Creed at all? Have you ever? Okay, well that's
sorry.
I played the first 3, and I think I played like one more after that or something.
Okay.
Maybe one was called Brotherhood. I don't remember, but whenever Pirates got introduced, I was like,
that was the
here.
4th one.
Yeah,
technically it was the 6th one, but it was really the 4th one.
Yeah.
So I'm not like a huge Assassin's Creed fan either. None of the 3 of us really care about the series. I dropped off after the pirate one, Black Flag, and then which was really the 6th one if you want to count Brotherhood and Revelations. But even since then, like after Assassin's Creed 2 took the series to Italy and showed that they were willing to do different like time periods and different like locations, people had been requesting an Assassin's Creed game in Japan. Like I remember being like a teenager, like a younger teenager, and like being on like old video game forums, pre 2010, seeing people being like, man, imagine Assassin's Creed set in like Japan where you're like a ninja assassin or something like that, right? So this has been one of the most requested time periods and locations for an Assassin's Creed game for close to 2 decades at this point. And so whenever it got leaked that they were going to do an Assassin's Creed game in feudal Japan, everybody was really excited. And then, of course, coming hot off the trail of the DEI BlackRock Sweet Baby shenanigans, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Shadows is revealed to feature a black protagonist in their game. Well, there's 2 protagonists. There's a black samurai and then there's an Asian woman. And this has become a huge like thing because a lot of people are frustrated because they wanted to play as a Japanese man. They wanted to be like a Japanese man. And so there's this weird conversation, right? I don't care. I'm not going to buy the game. I wouldn't have bought the game no matter who the protagonist was. I'm not really big on Assassin's Creed. But the conversation right now is the fact that the protagonist is actually based on a historical character. Like this character really existed. There was an African man in Japan at this time period. This is a real person. He's got a Wikipedia page and everything.
Yeah, his name's Yasuke.
Yeah, Yasuke. And people are now the conversation's all over the place because some people are saying, well, we've never played as historical characters before. It's always been a fictional character. And then you interact with a historical character. Are they just doing this to get their DEI points from BlackRock? So they get funding. Is that what's going on? Why isn't a game set in feudal Japan where there's no one but Japanese people, like 99%? Why is this the way that it is? So the conversation is ultimately, I mean, there's a lot of disingenuous people being like, oh, you're a racist. You just want to be, only Japanese people, or you would hate it no matter, no matter what game it was, if it featured a black protagonist. There's a lot of this stuff. I think personally, I kind of find that disingenuous, but the real conversation is, was this to meet DEI standards so that they could get funding from BlackRock? And is that a real thing that's happening? Is BlackRock actually a company that is pushing for that? That's the controversy, but it's all over the place right now. You really can't escape it.
I don't know about that, but I don't know. It just seems kind of it seems kind of this seems kind of weird. It feels like the Stellar Blade people had like, they were done with their thing, like they pillaged that village, and then they were like, okay, now finally we have something else, to go on about or something.
So you think it's just like board fire starters?
Yeah, probably. I think so. I think that sort of side of like news has kind of fallen asleep in the past like week and a half. And it seems like there needs to be some sort of cause to champion again. This doesn't really feel like a real, even the Stellar Blade thing felt like you could make an argument, I guess, you know what I mean? But like, it wasn't, I didn't agree with it or anything, but like, you could make an argument that could challenge me. But this just feels like, what? Why do you give a fuck if they make a game with like a dude that was a samurai in Japan? Like, why does it matter? Mm-hmm. I think that's how I feel about it. What do you?
Eli, do you have any? I mean, you don't even care about Assassin's Creed, but do you have any opinions on this controversy at all?
I mean, if I was a Japanese pro, I would probably be expecting to be able to play as a Japanese pro in Japan.
That's true.
That's fair.
I mean, like, I don't care about the game itself, like I said, but yeah.
I'll tell you my opinion. I think this is where my opinion it begins and ends. It's kind of nice that it doesn't involve white people at all. Mm-hmm. So you know what I mean?
That's true.
It's kind of nice that it's not a black person and they're like, you just wanted him to be white. It's true. Nice that it's like, oh, you just wanted him to be Japanese. You know what I mean? So I could just back off of it. Like, dude, I don't care. It's just, I think that's really funny. It's kind of nice that it's
this one.
Yeah, I'm not Japanese. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's like, it's not. Well, yeah. I guess I get the point that, but I don't know. It just, somebody said in chat that, because I was just talking to somebody about this the other day, that there's better games that do this. The type of thing that Assassin's Creed does, like Ghost of Tsushima, and do the thing that every Assassin's Creed game does, which is just like collectathon bullshit, but in like a more special kind of way.
I mean, that game kind of
is in Japan and is with a Japanese guy. So go play Ghost of Tsushima. It just came out on PC.
And I mean, you've got Sekiro too.
Yeah.
And then there's that other one that's like Way of the Ronin or something like that.
Rise of the Ronin just came out.
Yeah. So there've been a couple of Japanese games with Japanese male protagonists. So it's not like you're starving out here,
It's been established since the first Assassin's Creed game that not everything in history books is going to be 100% accurate. So I don't understand why people are angry about the controversy in ACS. Yeah, I think that's kind of where I feel weird about it too. Like, why does it even need to be historically accurate anyways?
Yeah, I mean, it never needed to. I think it's okay. So part of me wonders about if it's just all of this is just a side effect of the broken trust after the Sweet Baby and the BlackRock accusations. If people are just now like raw to the touch. So if they think that a developer is doing something to score DEI points, and they think that it's like, if they think that it's not like a thing that's being done because the developers were excited about the idea, and it's more that someone is behind the scenes saying, hey, we want to push this because it's some political message, I'm not saying that it is or isn't that, but I think people might just be really raw to the touch, where if they even think that's what's up, they self-immolate.
I
you know?
think I think so, because that's kind of how I felt with the Stellar Blade thing. Like it feels like people are making huge jumps now, like because of
Mhm.
all of those like theories and shit. Then
Right.
like now everybody's just like with the Stellar Blade thing, they were like, oh yeah, we're just gonna assume that Sony told them to do this, and that was the assumption, and then that was treated as fact from there. And I was like, wait, what the fuck's going on? We don't know that. Like, why are we making that jump? And it does kind of feel like every one of these situations, like everybody's just, they're like, oh yeah, now because of all that other shit, we can just assume that they're doing the worst thing possible every single
Yeah.
time. Which I mean, a lot of the times they are, but
When it comes to video game publishers in specific,
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about this on an episode not too long ago. I always just kind of, even if I think they didn't do it, I blame them anyway out of spite.
the place that I get to with this game is like, why are you complaining about this? Go play a better video game, because these games
Yeah.
suck anyways.
I
So
was about to say, you know,
suck.
if
this is you suck, get a better
has
opinion.
has there been a good Assassin's Creed game in the last like 5+ years?
I heard some people liked Origins,
Well, the thing about it, I think
the Egyptian one.
the people that like these games really like collectathon, like the newer games. They really like collectathon games, and I know that like the newer ones have become so bloated at this point that it's like 200 hours to do everything you need to do, because they just have so many, like, go here, click this button, go here, do this. And so the market that those games are servicing, they really want that kind of thing. But to, I think, most people that care about quality, it's like, this is just garbage shit.
Yeah, Ray Finkel commented, I liked Odyssey, but I'm a sucker for ancient Greece settings. See, that's the thing, is like I don't like Assassin's Creed, especially modern, for all the reasons you just listed, but I got close, man. I got close just to trying Odyssey, because I was like, dude, ancient Greece setting, that's awesome. I never played it because I couldn't stomach buying an Assassin's Creed game, but
Well, they've hit every one of those things now. You know, it's like, if you have a soft spot for any one of those things, they have a game for you that might trick you a little bit, and you might buy it. Greece, Egyptian, Viking, like all that shit.
Yep.
yeah, I haven't played one since Black Flag. I think I said that earlier. I really liked the first two, but I was also a teenager, so I don't know if I'd like them. I played them now. I haven't played them in a decade plus.
If I'm gonna play a stealth game, I want to be shooting people
Solid Snake
with guns. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to
Do you
be
ever,
Agent 47.
Yeah, exactly.
Splinter Cell or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to be stabbing people with a wrist blade.
Yeah, just play Stealth Archer Skyrim at that point.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Play Thief.
Better role playing anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. This seems like a weak one. It felt like the Stellar Blade thing was like big, and it was like everybody was talking about it. This one seems like, come on, you really you're just trying to find something to do. You're bored, you know?
Yeah. I wonder, do we think it actually is going to affect Ubisoft sales at all, though? Probably not.
No.
I mean, let's be honest. Anyone who's gonna buy an Assassin's Creed game now was gonna buy it anyway, right?
Yeah.
That's
I
true.
mean, if you bought the last 3, you were already going to buy this one, right? I mean,
Yeah. Like, actual fans probably don't care. That's true.
yeah. The last one, Mirage, was in India, so yeah, they've hit like fucking everything at this point.
Well, it's also like, yeah, you're saying like true fans don't care. It's like, because this is internet shit. This is internet shit. Like, the people that play these games are not going on Twitter and looking at fucking.
No, they already
Assassin's Creed
pre-ordered
shit.
it.
Yeah, they're like, oh, cool, new Assassin's Creed game. I can play that on my Series S that I bought for $300.
They can't wait till it comes out so they can play it for 45 minutes every other day after work.
Exactly. Yeah, they're just like your average Joe.
It's kind of the same as what's going on with Warhammer right now. I think there's been a lot of controversy in Warhammer. I don't know if you guys know anything about that. But,
I know a little bit about it.
I've been keeping up with it. Are you talking about the codex? You talking about the custodian
custodians.
issue?
Yeah, there's female custodians now, and some people are like, oh, I'm never gonna play Warhammer again. This is the end of the world. Like, you know, the West has fallen. Type of stuff.
Billions must.
But like
Are we?
people who already like to play Warhammer aren't stopping to play. They're not gonna stop playing Warhammer because they added female custodies. It was dumb. Like, don't get me wrong.
Well,
they really botched it badly. But
the official GW was it the Warhammer account said, "Oh, there always have been though."
yeah, they didn't even try to like make a book or explain it. They just said they've always been there. Just deal with it. Like,
Yeah,
And then like the
Yeah.
top liked post, like right underneath that was like the actual lore of custodes. We're like calling it like
Yeah.
the firstborn sons,
yeah,
like and highlighted the firstborn sons.
yeah. The thing that struck me about that situation, and it seems like why people were so mad, was because, and this happens a lot with these situations. Like, it becomes not about the actual issue that they're saying it's about, but it becomes about the response. And the response to that was so kind of like loaded with like, fuck you. It's always been like this.
Yeah.
That it just begged people to respond. It begged people
That's
to be
right.
like, no, it wasn't actually, because if they just said like, hey, we made a change and this is how it is now, and like, added something into the lore, then I think people probably wouldn't have been as mad. But the fact that they were like, no, you're wrong, you don't get it, it's always been like this, that pissed
We're
people off.
being consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, GW is very bad. They have terrible PR and like there's
All of these
don't
companies
know.
have terrible PR.
yeah, there's like a schizo 4chan post that says that they did it for Amazon and that the social media guys
I've seen that.
we're not supposed to say anything, but they jumped the gun. I mean, you believe what you want. It was just a green text, but
I
don't know.
I've heard about that theory that the Amazon series thing, in order to move forward, they were like demanding a female space marine or something, and the only like come together they could agree on was a female custode. So that is a conspiracy. That's like a psychopath 4chan schizo green post,
Yep.
but
Yeah.
I mean,
but it does kind of make sense.
yeah, it makes sense to me too. But as far as things in Warhammer go, like I'll be honest, custodians are the like on the bottom of the list for things I care about. So it's not,
yeah.
like, female space marines would be another story, but female custodians, I don't care.
I actually, it was kind of weird because Evan knows, like, I literally just started to get into Warhammer.
Yeah, like a month and a half ago.
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 months ago. Like, I just randomly was like, oh,
He fell in a lore rabbit hole.
Yeah, I just started looking into the lore. I started reading a bunch of books. I went out and bought figures. I started learning how to paint, like all this shit.
Wow.
And then like a week later, this whole thing happened, and I was like, "Fuck, dude! Everybody's gonna stop buying Warhammer. I just spent like all this money."
You mean if you should look at if you see the stock price of when they announced it, the stock went.
Oh my
freaking
god!
Yeah,
went right to the
it
ground,
was
yeah.
crippled, dude.
Damn.
It was embarrassing.
Damn.
I know because my brother owns some stocks in GW. He was like, "Those he was really mad about that."
It'd be a good time to buy though.
Yeah,
So,
true.
yeah.
Buy now, yeah.
Buy the
Because
dip.
after the if the Amazon series actually is good, you might
Yeah.
have a female custode in the Amazon series, but if it actually is good, that stock's gonna go up. So this is not
Yeah.
financial advice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Buy the dip.
it feels like there's a 50% chance that it's good, 50% chance it's Rings of Power. I feel like
Yeah.
there's no in between with Amazon shows at this point. Some are amazing,
depends
some
on-
are just horrible.
It's
A lot of people have faith in the Henry Cavill inclusion, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what we can expect from that.
it
if I'm
has
being honest.
honestly, fantasy adaptations in general have just been a fucking crapshoot for the past like 10 years. It's like you really don't know what you're gonna get. It could be something really cool. It could be bad. I mean, Rings of Power, Witcher, Wheel of Time, all within the past like 10 years have had disappointing adaptations.
Did y'all hear about the? I don't know if it's a rumor, if it's confirmed. Peter Jackson coming back for another Lord of the Rings movie.
I heard that too.
did
Yeah,
see that. Yeah. Was that?
as long as they don't do the Hobbit to him again, then
yeah.
maybe it could be good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
was that-
apparently that's coming up.
Yeah. The Hunt for Gollum, right?
Peter Jackson's just producing though. Andy Serkis is directing. I
Oh,
guess he
yeah,
was
yeah.
like, I can't wait to be Gollum again.
Yes. He loves being Gollum.
Is this just about Gollum and like is it like Aragorn and Gandalf looking for Gollum? Like what is it?
I have
what
no
is this?
idea. I have no idea. Well, they already tried to make the Gollum cinematic universe with that game.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That didn't.
I don't
I-
understand that.
oh.
whenever they announced that game, everybody collectively was just like, "Why Gollum?"
Yeah.
And then apparently somebody knows something. There must have been, this is me on the spot, like spontaneously coming up with a schizo theory, but maybe there was some like week or two where for some reason everybody was like Google searching Gollum, and somebody like some executive got their hands on it. Was like, "Oh, Gollum is super popular."
Yeah.
And then they greenlit all these fucking Gollum projects. But like, who wants a Gollum movie?
I
You really
don't
gonna make a
know.
Lord of the Rings movie? You stare at the Silmarillion and go,
Yeah.
"Nah,
Yeah.
let's make a movie about hunting Gollum."
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's
pretty
you know what it
weird.
was? You're right. You're on the right track. It was like somebody was looking at Twitter and there was like a bunch of Gollum GIFs because one tweet went viral that was like a GIF of Gollum. And so they're like SEO caught Gollum and they were like, oh yeah, it's super hot right now. Let's make a Gollum movie.
Everybody loves Gollum. Let's get on that Gollum.
We'll put $2 billion into this. Be a trilogy.
Sure.
I bet
Gosh, right?
I bet Andy Serkis would come back. Andy Serkis loved being Gollum. Let's ask him if he'd be willing to do it. And then Andy Serkis was like, "I don't know why you want this, but okay.
I'll take your
I'll
money."
come back for $1 billion."
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, somebody said Malazan TV series 1. Talk about fucking unadaptable stuff. Fantasy series. That Malazan was like crazy. There's like they're really good. I haven't read all of the books, but they're like there's like 80 characters. There's like 80 main characters, like point of view characters. Like I think in the first book there's like 15 or 20 or something. It just bounces back the whole time. But it is really good.
I mean, I wouldn't mind some Brandon Sanderson adaptation type stuff.
Yeah,
I would like
they
that
can't
too.
they couldn't even do The Witcher. I was watching a video about the Witcher series, and the guy said, he was like, "Dude, the Witcher books are like written like a TV show. Like they should have been the easiest imaginable thing to adapt."
Dude, that's what I was like saying when I was trying to write the section on the Witcher show for my video. I was like, I kept thinking of like, okay, how could they have fixed this? And I was like, okay, well, just do the short stories in the first season, and then you get to know Geralt, and then you kind of introduce everybody else, and then after that you can get into the big saga. And then I was like, wait, this is just the fucking books. This is how the books go. Like I figured it out in my head in like 2 seconds. Like I don't know. They fucked that up so bad.
Yeah, I think that a good starting place for how they could have fixed it was by reading the books. If they had done that, they probably would have. But they didn't read the books. I think they probably like looked at a re-released cover of it that like re-released after the game got popular. So they probably hadn't even seen the original cover art. They like found a Witcher book that had like a Witcher 3 image on it. You know what I'm talking about? And they're like, I get it. And then they threw it. It got collected dust.
They went, oh, this is Game of Thrones. Yeah, I got to write. God.
That's what happened. They had a Wikipedia pulled up, like Witcher wiki, and like Yennefer. Okay, she's like psychotic and she wants to kill
everybody.
Ciri she's gonna sacrifice Ciri for her own.
She's a murderer.
I never watched season 2. I just gave up on it. But
I got halfway through it and then I stopped. I got bored.
It's rough. I've seen a lot of bad stuff. I've seen a lot of bad movies and a lot of bad shows, and that was difficult to push through. Not gonna lie, but I am excited. I saw there were pictures, set photos of Liam Hemsworth as Witcher this week, so we're getting a season 4 soon.
Those set photos must have been really bad because they canceled seasons 6 and 7.
Well,
you didn't hear about that? Yeah, they canceled.
But that's if what I'm expecting is season 4 is going to do so good, it's going to blow the first 3 out of the water, and then they're going to have to make season 6.
Did they cancel season 5 as well, or
I don't know?
Did they just do 6 and 7? Because I know that they had greenlit 7 seasons and they were going to go through with it, and then like 2 weeks ago they canceled seasons 6 and 7. I think they may have canceled 5 and said we're going to finish it up with 4. But I don't know if they were going to do 4 or 5. I don't remember.
Announces the end of The Witcher as first glimpse of season 4 drops. Yeah, planning season 5, which will be the final season.
Okay, so they're doing 4 and 5.
Yeah, they're doing 4 and 5. Which is still even shocking for Netflix, because Netflix cancels shit all the
Mhm.
time in season 2, season 3.
They probably invested so much money in it. They would have just felt it probably would have been too painful to just cancel season 4.
That's true.
They should have done it the second they lost Cavill. They should have been like, all right, it's done.
Mhm.
We're over it. Pride,
Mhm.
ego, maybe. I don't know.
Now,
Um,
I was always wondering, this is off topic, how do shows on like Amazon Prime and Netflix and streaming services, how do they actually get their return on investment? Is it just by like Netflix memberships? Like how do they get paid for having
I
stuff on Netflix?
I would assume that with something like Netflix, it's yeah, I guess it's just
Well, they have advertisers now.
subscribers. Yeah.
There's a so that's going to make a huge difference because whichever shows are getting a lot of watch time are going to make them way more money because they can play ads before those shows.
Yeah, but
So that's going to completely change how they choose what to produce.
yeah, something like Hulu or Crunchyroll, shit like that. They've been doing that for forever, you know. So they would make their stuff from ad revenue. Because then I guess at that point it's a completely different metric because with Netflix it's just like a base subscriber, and then with
That's what that's what it was.
Hulu it's like, well, okay, did this subscriber watch 20 shows and watch 100 ads or something? I guess that's how they got to make money somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think even like a couple of years ago, I think I remember telling somebody, I was like, they're eventually going to try to put ads in this. This is not a sustainable business model if they're going to be producing original content. They probably made them so much money when all they did was like pay to like license something to show it on their streaming platform.
Yeah.
But when they wanted to start producing original content, hell no, you're not going to make enough money on membership prices to do that, especially if you're making garbage. Like maybe if they had made a bunch of like really good stuff, maybe, but they didn't.
They just
You know,
churn.
they made Stranger Things. They made Stranger Things and then thought they were like Nikola Tesla big brain.
Well, the thing was like in the beginning, I remember I think the first Netflix original show to come out was House of Cards. I think that was the first one. And that was like
I thought they
actually
bought
good.
that.
No.
I thought that wasn't a Netflix original, and then they bought like halfway through and they renewed it and continued it. Was that always?
I'm pretty sure it was a Netflix.
Well, the Netflix early Netflix stuff. Did you ever watch Altered Carbon? It's probably not your kind of thing.
I did. I saw that. Yeah.
It wasn't great, but I actually kind of liked the first season of Altered Carbon, and then of course I loved all 3 seasons of the Daredevil show they did. So there's a few Netflix, but back in the day, this of course like 5-6 years ago now.
Yeah, House of Cards was the first TV series to have been produced by a studio for Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it was a Netflix original, and that was like shocking back then. That changed the game because that was like people were like, this is really good. This is like actually decent. This shows that like these streaming services can make their own content and actually have it be good. And then they just
and even even the Daredevil series was doing that. I don't know if you guys probably didn't watch a lot of that, but I remember because I watched it as soon as it came out, and a bunch of people who I was talking to were like, "Dude, the Daredevil series is better than the movies they're doing. Like, that's some of the best stuff you can watch."
Yeah, it was good. But it just I remember the day that that article came out. I think it was a Netflix exec. They said their goal was to release a piece of content every single day for the next year or something, and that was like 5 years ago. So like they've been doing that for.
And now we've gotten two Tall Girl movies.
2 Tall Girl, yeah, Tall Girl.
Did they do Tall Girl 3?
I don't know. Have they?
It is not officially announced.
No, not yet. We'll get there though. We'll get there. They're gonna
eventually
make Tall Girl
one
3.
day.
They have to make Tall Girl 3. They have to. You can pay Amazon $5 extra to not get ads now. The beginning of the end. I mean, yeah, they all. Hulu's been doing that since the beginning. You know, they charge an extra fee to not play ads. And Netflix's response to like losing subscribers was to wring every bit of money they had out of them by not allowing you to stream on a different TV or in a different house.
Crazy.
Yeah,
that's
I know.
insane.
I lost access to Netflix when that happened.
The most grubby thing I've ever seen a company do. You know, God.
Well, EA is about to give them a run for their money on that one.
That's true. That's true.
Putting ads in video games, like actual
gosh,
like
man.
full. They've been trying to figure out a way to. They've been staring at mobile games. Like EA executives will just pull up a mobile game and just stare at it, being like, "How do we do this with big titles?"
Yep. Yeah.
Just do the old product placement. The good old product placement. Have you walk by a Coke a Coca-Cola machine or something.
Monster Energy in Death Stranding,
Yeah.
which
yeah.
it was
Shoot,
removed.
that was even
removed
charming.
from the PC port, just
Yeah.
Bridges Energy, but still cool. Very cool. Good way to do
Yeah,
it.
it was a cool little like year-long thing that they did.
Clay says maybe I'm overreacting, but are there any streaming services actually worth subscribing to? I like HBO Max.
Yeah, Max is pretty good. That's where Smiling Friends is, and I've just watched the first 2 episodes of season 2. Probably the best original content you can find right now.
I'm catching up on rewatching season 1 because I haven't watched it in a while. And
You can watch the whole thing in like an hour.
I know, but I don't have that much time, and I have to watch Warhammer lore YouTube shorts for 3 hours a night.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to cut that in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is good. I mean, they have a lot of shit. They have like, good movies. They have Succession's on there. Subscribe for that alone. Succession's fucking great.
Yeah, Max, that's weird. Max might actually be like the most quality, because people have been making fun of it because they can't decide what the hell they want the name of their app to be.
Yeah,
But it was
but it's actually good. It's been good.
yeah,
for a
it's
while.
actually pretty good. Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
Did you
stuff
ever
on
use
there.
HBO Go?
No, I never used that one. I started with it when they did Max.
It was
Max.
before HBO Max, and it was like you had to. It was like they would live stream the episodes of shows,
Yeah.
like when they were airing.
I knew
And
about it, but I never used it.
I had it because they did it. They made you use it for the last season of Game of Thrones, and it fucking sucked. The UI was terrible. The app was broken. It never worked. The streaming was awful. It would like buffer the whole time, so you'd be like 20 minutes behind the people that were watching it on cable. It was terrible, and it was like $25 a month or something. It was ridiculous. It sucked. And then they scrapped that and went to Max. But
Yeah, I think I got HBO Max to watch the Snyder Cut back in 2021. And then I
Still haven't
just
seen that.
Snyder Cut.
well, good luck. It's 4 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
know.
ridiculous.
Oh,
It's a good movie. I like it.
yeah, I've heard.
I'm about to make a bad confession. Something I've been doing this week.
What is that?
But I have a defense. So before I
He's
get
defending
attacked-
himself before he even says what he's doing.
Before I get attacked, I have a defense. Okay. A lot of this week I spent while I was doing stuff, while I was like editing and shit, I was watching Kai Cenat's Elden Ring stream. Okay, but listen, there was something that I just turned it on because like did you guys see that like promo that he made for that?
For what, Elden Ring?
Yeah, it kind of
No.
went viral because he was doing an Elden Ring stream, right? And he not stopping streaming until he beat it. So
Okay.
like he had like a bed in front and stuff and like this big set built to make it look like a castle room, but he made this crazy promo for the stream just to stream Elden Ring. It was like a filmed promo of him like with nightmare sequences and shit. It was crazy. But everybody was like dogging on it because they were like, why would you spend this much just to advertise a stream of you playing Elden Ring, which people do all the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, I'm just gonna check this out. And I checked it out, and I was like, this is actually great. And you know why it's great?
Why is it great?
Because he doesn't really play video games. Like he's not. I don't think he's a gaming streamer. I've never watched him before. I don't even know what he does. I think he has like Nicki Minaj in his bedroom and then like yells at her or something. I don't know. But he doesn't play video games a lot, and he was like forcing himself to beat it. So it was just this sheer like effort of perseverance.
The indomitable human spirit.
It was like 160 hours. I think it ended today actually. And he tried Melania like 600 times. He died like 600 times.
Wow.
So, but it was I liked it a lot because it showed that it like kind of removed the thing that Souls games have over them, where people think like, oh, I'm not good enough to beat this, you know? And it's like, here's this guy who is really not good at like any game, and he did it, you know? It just takes time, it takes effort, you know, you have to keep going, don't stop, don't give up. It was cool. I liked it.
Yeah, but that's his full-time job, and someone who actually goes to work from 8 to 5 probably isn't good enough to beat it by playing 1 hour every other day over 6 months.
You can, but again, it goes back to perseverance. Like if you want to beat the game, if you want that reward for beating the game, then you just have to put in the time. People will put 200 hours into. I know
you just have to be Kai Cenat.
No, what? I'm not saying. Yeah, you're not going to beat it in a week. You're not. Nobody's saying you're going to beat it in a week. You will beat it over time, though, if you just keep trying. That's the whole. That's the whole point there.
Right.
Fuck you. I thought it was wholesome. I thought it was kind of wholesome.
I thought it was wholesome.
Cool. I think it is cool, but I can kind of agree with
it's
Evan.
cool.
I don't think I could ever play the game unless I was like streaming it and making money off of it, because I'm not good at Souls games. So it would take me like 200 or 300 hours, and I already have no time to play single player games as is, right? Because I get a lot of my friend time with Dota 2 and stuff.
Mhm.
So it'd be hard to justify playing a game like that myself, especially if I'm only
that's
playing
more
like an
where I was
hour every
coming
once in a
from.
while.
Yeah, I agree with that point, but I think I was more meaning like people who are like, you know what, I really want to play this game, but I don't think I'm good enough to play it. And there's a lot of people out there like that. I think if you're like, I don't even have the time for that and I don't want to, then of course. But if somebody
you just want to see people overcome their fears and attempt something.
Yes.
Accept the trials of failing over and over until victory.
I'm always for people going outside of the box with gaming. I think the companies are definitely the problem these days, but the people are the problem too. Like the people are 100% the problem. The gamers are the problem. You don't play the same fucking games over and over again. What do you expect to get? The same fucking games over and over again. If you don't branch out, if you don't try new things, you're not going to get anything new. And so players are also the problem. And I'm all for people pushing out of their boxes to try something new and to challenge themselves to something.
Just we need to make an app where you can play a Souls game, but underneath it's just constant Subway Surfers gameplay, so you never feel like it.
That's true. We would make $1 million. We would make $1 million exactly to the cent.
Yeah, to the cent.
If we did that. Elden Ring ain't even that hard though. Besides Millennia, I mean, it's definitely a lot easier than other Souls games, but you got to think the market that Elden Ring hit was completely different than the market that the other Souls games had hit. It hit a way wider market. So suddenly people who were just playing like Red Dead and shit were coming to play a Souls game. And that's a wildly different challenge than what they were used to, So it's still a lot higher of an effort than they're used to having to put into a game.
So you're a big Elden Ring guy. You like Elden Ring.
It's good. Yeah.
I've
like
never played it. I've barely ever played a Souls game before in my life.
I streamed it when it came out, and I forced myself to beat the Tree Sentinel right out of the gate because I wanted to, and that was probably top 10 feelings in my entire life.
Nice.
When I beat the Tree Sentinel, that was fucking
overcoming
awesome.
the Tree Sentinel.
I was screaming my fucking head off, dude. It was so good. It was great. Yeah, I like JRPGs, but what makes playing them kind of a double-edged sword is that depending on the game, it can take up to 300 to 100 hours just to finish it. I mean, that's true too. I was just ranting last week about. Okay, this is the difference though. I'm holding a pen. That's how you know I'm serious. This is the difference though, is that JRPGs or not JRPGs, a game like Elden Ring or something of its kind might respect your time more than something that is bloated and wastes your time. Like I was ranting a lot last week about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That's a game that doesn't need to be that fucking long, and it wastes your time. And you're not only spending money to play it, you shouldn't ever feel like you're spending time to play a game. You should feel like you're playing a game and it's enriching your time. Like you're using it wisely.
How would you say the Persona games hold up to that what you just said is a qualifier.
Well, actually, I think those games actually have a fair amount of challenge, and they do require. It's a similar feeling to like the Dark Souls games, where they have like a lot of challenge and a lot of risk and a lot of.
But they're also
reward.
like 100 hours of just content.
But it's a good story. It's a good story. Like there's something there that it's giving you. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth does not respect your time. It wants you to run around its fucking map and jump up.
That's the biggest
little
problem I have with
towers.
Assassin's Creed too.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's honestly the same thing. And this is conspiracy territory, but I'm convinced that Sony is forcing all of their exclusives to fit into the same mold. There's no reason that every single game that they come out with is exactly the fucking same. Even Ghost of Tsushima is, I mean, it's different, but it's still a node collector.
Mm-hmm.
It's still just run around the map, go to points.
That does seem like something like a Sony executive or someone would like come in during the game's development and be like, okay, well, where's this like popular mechanic that's in these other games? And the team's like, well, we weren't going to put that. He's like, well, you have to. So put a node collecting, put it in there.
Where's my tower? Why did I not have to climb up a tower to open the map up? Why is the map just there? What?
It's like, fix this right now. When I come back next month, I expect it. I expect the tower sequence to be there.
I expect the tower. Give me the tower. It's just like one guy. It's like the one guy that's fucking up all these games. He's obsessed with towers.
Yeah, it probably is like one Sony executive who thinks that he's the last line of defense between a good game and them failing, because he ensures all of these games feature these like popular mechanics.
Sloppy Joe said one really tiny guy. Yeah, I want to do the stuff in Yakuza and Persona, not the stuff in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That is a good point. Like if you can have a game that's 100, 200 hours, but you have to give the player things that they want to do. If you're playing a game and you don't want to do the checklist, you fucked up. That's a bad game. Yeah. You fucked up.
Yeah.
Do we want to play over under?
I think it's time. I think it's time for over under.
Okay. Oh boy, it's time for everybody's favorite game, over under. This is a little game we like to play every week, and it is a completely original, new idea. It's not new now because we've been doing it for so long, but we're gonna keep
calling it new.
Yeah, we'll just call it new because we made it up. I made it up. Evan didn't help. I made it up. I came up with the idea. I started this. Nobody's ever done it before.
You won't find it anywhere else.
You won't find it anywhere else.
TGG Plus exclusive.
It's called Over Under. And in this game, I come up with gaming related topics, and you tell me whether they're overrated or whether they're underrated. Super.
Very original.
I know. Thank you.
Activision. Okay.
Underrated. Over under. One is arcades.
Like modern arcades or arcades in like the context of when they naturally existed?
I'll say modern arcades because it's in the present tense, the present context.
Okay. Underrated for sure.
It depends on
arcades are great. What do you mean?
If we're talking about like Cineplex type arcades, then those usually suck.
Yeah.
But like actual arcades, I say underrated. Like nobody talks about them. There's one in Calgary that's pretty fun, and me and my wife went there, and it was very fun. So yeah, I'd say underrated.
Yeah, I would say, actually, I'm gonna go on this one. I'm gonna say 90% of the time overrated, because a lot of arcades fucking suck and they don't have anything good.
As long as they have that one Halo game though.
Oh, that game's good.
That Halo game.
Fireteam Raven.
Yep.
That's a good game.
Yeah.
I always like that. There's one near me that has like a dedicated section just for Japanese rhythm games. And
Dance Dance Revolution.
Actually, DDR is not in that. It's different. It's in a different place. But it's all like
so much for a dedicated section.
There's one called Beat Cruiser or something like that, and you have like little knobs that you have to bounce back and forth and smack. And there's like one called the Guitadora, which is like the Japanese version of Guitar Hero, and it's like way more complicated. There's like a drumming one that's really good. Super good, super fun. I'll sit there for 3 hours and play those games. But most of them are like just claw machines everywhere.
Yeah.
Are you
Little
guys
machine
good?
with the quarters slowly being pushed off?
Are you
the
guys?
coins?
I love those though. Those are great. Those are addicting as fuck. Are you guys good at claw machines? Can you do them?
No,
I don't know
I've
if
never
I've ever.
once.
I don't know if I've ever played a legit claw machine
Okay.
though. Like
I have. I've never
uh,
succeeded though.
Yeah,
I think they're
but
broken. I think they're rigged.
the one that I did play, I didn't see a single other person win on the entire time we were there.
Yeah.
So I think I think you. Hard to know if it's rigged or not, I guess, but
Yeah.
so I guess I'm bad.
I've seen some people do it though. Like I've seen is somebody Tom said, is anyone good at claw machines? I think there are people, because I see people walking around with like a big a big stuffed animal or like a figure or something.
I mean, in
but there's-
Whitefish, there was a random claw machine in the mall, and my buddy won it first try, and then like won it 2 other times.
yeah.
So I think it's just RNG, like if you get the right machine.
Well,
or
I
not.
was about to say there's professional gamblers who like win a ton of money just by like professionally gambling. But
Yeah.
I mean, like it's still a broken, like rigged thing. It's just some like autist figured out the exact way to break the system.
Yeah, true.
There's a lot of gambling games in arcades, like fake gambling, not slot machine gambling, right?
Yeah.
But like press the button at the right time and you get the prize type of
Yeah.
stuff.
The
Just go
I
on
mean the coin
Bovada.com.
pusher is like kind of gambling a little bit. Bovada. Okay.
This is not a sponsored.
Sponsored by Bovada. You know, I had a indoor bike exercise company reach out to me this past week for a sponsorship.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Which
I'd have taken that.
I want that, but also how the fuck am I gonna do that? You know, to my
Maybe
audience.
send you one?
Yeah, I think.
What are you
they'll- I think
talking
they'll
about?
Send me one.
You could
You just
play video games while you're
at
on
the
the
beginning.
bike, right?
Ooh, that's a
You
good
just
idea.
at the Oh, I was just gonna say at the beginning of the video, you'd be like, "Hey, health and fitness is very important to me since I spend a lot of time playing video games. So I was thrilled at the prospect of including this in my home gym,
Yeah, that's true.
bro. I would take that in a fucking heartbeat.
Yeah.
That's a
Or
good
say
idea.
like you can get fit while playing video games, and all you have to do is sit there in your house, right? I got the freaking the bike in this messy room.
Oh shit,
Let me see. Oh,
bike cam.
I was just gonna
Bike
put
cam.
it in there.
Bike
maybe
cam.
you can see now. Yeah.
Oh,
There's
it's
my
bike cam.
wife.
Okay, I think you guys have convinced me. I think I'll do it.
You should do it.
Yeah.
Okay, number 2, over under number 2.
All right, number 2.
I don't remember what this one is. Esports.
Oh man.
I'm torn on that because on the one hand, I think esports are cool. I would like to say they're underrated, but on the other hand, I mean, Critical gives them so much. Critical is one of the most watched YouTubers, and he gives them so much screen time that I almost feel like maybe they're overrated because they get talked about a lot, but they also don't make any money at all.
Yeah.
They're like a money drain, like a financial black hole. So like maybe overrated, maybe I don't know. I don't really know how to quantify that one.
So you're
Yeah.
saying over.
I wish that they were overrated, but I'm gonna say underrated because if they were overrated, they wouldn't be a financial black hole of nobody watches them and they make no fucking money at all. So I'm gonna say I wish they were overrated, but they're actually underrated. Because
Yeah,
nobody actually watches them. People watch videos about esports, but nobody actually watches esports.
Yeah.
Is the thing.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, coming from Dota 2, like the international is like I don't even watch it anymore, and it's like I still am excited that it's happening. And Dota and like Valve made that documentary back in 2013 about the first international, and that was like the coolest thing ever when I was a kid. But nowadays I don't really I don't watch it at all really. So I'm not a sports guy either though. It's like I don't really want to watch a 15-year-old kid play a game that I like better than me and
Way
win
better.
$10 million. right? But like stuff like fighting games can have pretty cool moments. I don't know, like Smash Bros. Competitive stuff, despite the people who generally are in the scene.
We are not associated with
No,
the Smash Brothers community.
But like those and like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter always have really cool things to see.
Yeah.
So I don't really know
Siege.
where I'm going with this. Yeah, I
Siege
think
has a
they're pretty
pretty big-
cool.
I think, okay, I will say I don't watch a lot of esports either. I will watch Tekken, the Tekken Pro Tour. I'll watch that because I like Tekken. And I'm terrible at Tekken, and I know I'm never going to be good at Tekken. So
What were you saying earlier about Souls players? People who said they'll never be good at Souls games, and they just have to have that indomitable human
dude,
spirit.
I tried. I don't have the indomitable human spirit to get good at Tekken.
You watch someone who is bad at video games, doesn't play video games, beat Elden Ring, and you're saying you're never going to be good at Tekken.
I realized
never going to be good enough to make a series.
I realized that no, because it goes back to that. I realized I don't want to, and I don't want to put in the time that it takes to get good at it. Because I tried, and I was like, oh, this is going to take so much more time than I expected, and yeah. So, you have a bit of a point there, but I think actually no, I think I'm like a freak at how bad I am at Tekken. Like some people are born naturally gifted at like
you are the
stuff
exception.
like that. I'm the opposite. I was born with like the worst fighting game genes ever. That's what it is.
He was born to play Persona.
Yeah, I was born to be naturally gifted at Persona 5. But there is something really cool about it. I do think you're right. It is nobody, like, it's not outside of League and like some fighting games and Dota and Smash, like it doesn't really make money at all. And
I don't even know how much money it makes with League either, honestly.
I think League is pretty popular. I think the League
I know it's popular, but does League Esports actually make good money?
I think that they actually do. I think it's Dota where you're screwed if you don't win. Because the international prize pools are still like the biggest in the world. They have been for like 10 years straight. But if you're not like top 3, you make nothing from the tournament, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if they have that many sponsors and stuff and contracts in Dota's esports either. But I think League players have like actual, monthly pay and stuff from sponsors and contracts and people, your team and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll never in my life understand what is the organic like tumor required to enjoy playing League of Legends.
As a Dota player, I can see it.
I played League when it was in beta, I'm pretty sure. When I was like 12 or something. Because there was ads for it on the Pirate Bay website. When I was trying to
Bro is outing himself as a pirate.
And
he wants us to believe he didn't play Black Flag.
And I saw it on there and I played it. And I think there was only like 8 champions or something back then. And I played it a little bit, and then somebody told me to kill myself and uninstall the game. So I did uninstall the game.
Wow.
Have you ever been back since?
Wow.
No, yeah, I have. I played it. I actually got into it again a few years ago because I have a buddy who's really into it, and he convinced me to. And I played it for maybe like a month, like maybe 10 hours a week or something like that.
I feel like being told to kill yourself and uninstall the game is like the tutorial level for
League of
Legends
that's like the run of the
chat,
mill.
though.
It was.
That's like the nice MOBA player.
I know. I was
like
but I was like 12.
if you can get through that, you completed the tutorial.
12, okay.
But I actually, if that guy's out there, you know who you are. I want to thank him because he that like prepared me for like shit talk forever, because I remember that was like the worst feeling ever. I was like, wait, why I'm that bad? Like, what? I was like, I can't play this. Everybody hates me. And so like I quit.
That's so good.
And then every time after that, I was like, well, at least it's not that guy telling me to kill myself.
Any person in this stream who has ever played League of Legends thinks that you were referring to them when you said
That's true. They're like, oh God, was that me?
Every League of Legends
that.
is like, oh dude, I've said
Yep.
that to people.
No,
like,
Mike, when my wife sometimes plays games beside me when I'm playing games, and almost every time we play Dota, I get looks. I get looks every time. Like the most disappointed. Like I married this guy. Like
Yeah.
I'm screaming at my friends. Frisk not that guy. That guy win. Oh my gosh, MOBAs are a disease. MOBAs are truly a disease.
Yeah.
But I keep going back.
He's getting mocked by his wife.
Yep.
Yeah,
Overwatch.
the buddy I have, that plays League a lot. He was like super nice guy, one of the nicest guys, and then he showed me his like the messages that got him banned, and I was like, dude, you're a terrible person. And he was
You're a
like,
whole different person on mobile games.
he was like,
too.
yeah, it's just like it's not even, it's different. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, but
That's like a whole gameplay mechanic that people don't even consider.
that's true.
I never solo queue in Dota.
And he's
I
good
play
at
with
it.
3 friends minimum. I couldn't imagine solo queuing in a MOBA game. It
Yeah.
just seems like that seems so hellish to me.
You've got to be a lone wolf Sigma male to solo queue into a league game.
Truly, truly. I miss Overwatch. That's the MOBA that I miss, and I refuse to play Overwatch 2 out of principle. I don't know if you guys
Respectable.
ever got into Overwatch, but
I played a ton
was
of
the
it
stuff.
when it first
it was
came
so
out.
fun. Oh man.
I think I played maybe 3 or 4 matches in my whole life of the original Overwatch, and I was like, this is just a really like shitty version of Halo without any of the customization.
It got really fun, at least for me. And
Yeah,
then they destroyed it.
I hate champion games. I'm not a fan of champion games. But because I grew up playing Halo Reach, and like half of the appeal for playing the multiplayer was grinding and unlocking new armor parts and like customizing my Spartan with different visor colors and armor pieces. And then I was like, oh, so I have to still play the game and grind, but I have to play as this pre-selected character. I was like, this sucks. It's not even why would I want to do that? I'd rather go play Halo.
it's a valid point. I think I
Yes.
quit Overwatch to go back and play CS:GO more. So
You see, CS:GO, I get.
yeah, that was
'Cause
a game we used to play.
I was looking.
yeah,
I don't know if I could. I played a good amount of CS:GO, but CS:GO for me is like Tekken for you. It's
Yeah, me too. I'm so bad
I
at
was
it.
I was born with whatever gene. Like I'm really good at like Halo. I was decent at like Call of Duty. I would boot up Counter-Strike, and I'm the worst. You can't.
Yep.
I can't describe you how bad I am at fucking Counter-Strike.
it
I was
helped
good when I
being
was like
young.
13.
Yeah,
when I was, like,
it
a
helped
kid,
being
I was
young.
good.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay, so I think we, I don't know. I think I landed at slightly underrated.
Yeah, me
Slightly
too.
underrated here. Okay, final over under. What is it gonna be? I don't remember this one either. Souls likes, not Souls games. Souls
No,
likes.
but Souls likes. I'm trying to which is why you put Lies of P. I'm trying to think if I've ever. Okay, there's only one like genuine Souls game, only one genuine Souls like game I've played from beginning to end, and it barely qualifies as a Souls like, and it's Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh yeah, yep. You were
It
saying
has
that.
it plays the same way though. It has the bonfires, their meditation rings. It has very similar combat styles. Like it really genuinely is a Souls like. But I've never played any other Souls like I can think of. So I don't know if I can.
Souls like means
I'm gonna.
like, so go ahead.
It's that style of gameplay. It's that where
Okay.
you go from bonfire to bonfire. The bosses
Like
you have to like
Souls
learn
and
the
big bosses.
Bloodborne, Sekiro,
big
stuff like that.
bosses.
Well, yeah, those are actually like Souls games. Souls likes
Other
would be
Souls
like
games.
Lies of P, like
Yeah, you got
another Crab's Treasure just came out.
I've never
I'm gonna
haven't
say
played it.
super. I'm gonna say super overrated because I've most of my life I've been enjoying the games that I played and been relentlessly like antagonized to go play some Souls game I didn't want to fucking play by everybody, and it's made me bitter and not want to ever play a Souls game. So I'm gonna say overrated because
Yeah.
my only experience with them is being like pestered to play them.
I think the kind of the reason I put this on here is because I do think they're overrated a little bit because there's just so many of them. There's so fucking many now, and there's like a new one coming out every week, and I think the market is getting a little oversaturated.
Okay, Ray Finkel is saying Blasphemous 1 is a fantastic game. Is that's not Souls like though? That's like that plays like Castlevania. I love Blasphemous 1 by the way. That's one of the best games I've ever played. I played that one from like basically beginning to end. Like that's
I
a
think
great
that's more
game.
like a Metroidvania, isn't it?
But yeah, that's a Metroid.
I think it's
a
actually
2D,
no, it's a combination. It's a combo game. It's both.
I mean, it's
like
definitely a
Hollow Knight.
Metroidvania.
Hollow Knight's like a Souls like.
All right. Well, if we count Blasphemous is fantastic, but I've played a few hours of Dark Souls 3 and Dark Souls Remastered, and I did not get into it. Whereas Blasphemous took me from the get go. So I don't know. But I like Castlevania. So
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're
don't-
overrated.
I don't know if
I'm
I've
gonna go
even
with
played
overrated.
a Souls-like game. I'm not gonna lie.
Have you played any Souls games?
I've played some of Dark Souls 2 back in the day.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I have friends who absolutely love the Dark Souls games. I really don't. They seem really cool games, and like I like the whole lore aspect of how you have to like find the lore and put pieces together. I think that's really cool. But that's all I can say. I played this game called Necropolis, and that might have qualify as a Souls-like. I don't know, but that's it. So I don't. I think I'm neutral on this.
Neutral.
I'm gonna say overrated on principle.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. Okay, that's it for over under for this week. I know
right.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry it has to be over. I know everybody just wants to keep going. Why
We're
does it
gonna
have to
extend
stop?
it. We're gonna extend it to 4 next week.
No, we're gonna extend it to 20 next week. It's just gonna
20.
be once we hit the 1 hour mark of the show, that's just gonna be the end. We'll just keep doing that.
Yeah, just over under.
No, it's actually starting to get hard to think of new things. So
I knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm starting to hit a little bit of a wall, so we might. I think I maybe got 5 more weeks in me, and then I'm gonna have to come up with a new game idea.
It might be time for yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's I'm scratching the bottom of the barrel a little bit, but I'm just gonna start putting video games in there. It's just gonna be like Batman
fair.
Arkham City.
Part of me thinks that would be entertaining though.
Yeah,
Do
I
you think that's
so.
good? Yeah, but there's no guarantee that the people have played it, like that you've played it, or that you know.
You could ask them beforehand.
Yeah, but that they might still. I mean, more than half of the people who watch videos about video games have never played them. So like people like hearing about games they never played.
That's true. That's true. I like to have opinions on games that I've never played. That's my favorite thing.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I prefer that actually. I prefer that to having opinions on games that I played.
I want to. Ooh, that's a good idea for a video game series. Is like reviewing games that I've never played.
That is pretty good.
That's a good
That's funny.
idea. Has somebody already done? Somebody has to have done that. I'm typing a storm. No,
Well, there you go. New
Oh.
idea.
that's it. That's my new series.
Reviewing games of it. So what would that look like? You'll play them and then review
Oh,
them without playing them.
you're dying. Your mic is.
Oh, sorry. Oh, hey, I finished
there
the
you
video game. Is
There you
in the
go.
chat. What's up? What's up,
Wasn't-
brother?
Wasn't that the original premise of girlfriend reviews, like reviewing watching your boyfriend playing it? That's true. Damn. Damn. Well, I guess I could come at it from my perspective because I'm
Yeah,
not
it's like
I'm
a
not
spin-off.
anybody's girlfriend, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's like fuck, it's gone. Damn.
It's over. It's over. It's
I
so
finished
over.
a video game, just came in here and just stomped on that idea.
Yeah.
That's probably good though, because then I would have been.
The West
copying
is
someone.
fallen.
Girlfriend reviews. Have you ever seen those girlfriend
No,
reviews?
I haven't.
Not really, no.
It's
I've never
actually
watched one.
they're actually pretty funny. It's just like a girlfriend reviewing games that her boyfriend has played. There's like Persona 5 and like Elden Ring
That is
and shit.
pretty funny.
It's pretty funny. They're not bad. Not bad videos. I gotta go take a piss real quick.
Hey, buddy.
All right. Well, we'll catch up on some comments while he's doing that.
Mhm.
First off, great to see you in the chat. I finished a video game. Hope all is well. Hope you're doing good. Over under video game retrospectives. That's a good one. We should put that one in there. Our video game retrospectives overrated. Isn't that basically what Conan's Clueless Gamer was? Oh, yep. There's another one. That is what that was.
Mm.
Well, no, that was more he was playing video games and he was just super fucking bad at them, and then he would just talk the worst shit about anyone who dared to like them. That was actually really it was a very vindictive, like bitter little segment. I hate that for decades the RTS genre was only games with esports in mind. Yeah, I remember StarCraft 2 was the big one, right?
Yeah.
I remember back in that day. Yeah.
Yeah, people still play StarCraft like competitively. That's
People,
crazy to
yeah.
me.
People still play the original StarCraft
Yeah.
competitively. That game was from like 1995 or something.
Yeah. That was supposed to be a Warhammer game. Did you know that?
I'm back.
Really? StarCraft was. I mean, I can
That's
see it
why
now that you
the
mention
Zerg are
it.
the Tyranids, I don't know the Space Marines are the Space Marines, and the Eldar looking guys are Eldar, basically. But then
Yeah.
the two studios had like a fallout or whatever, so then they just went their
Uh,
separate ways.
and then they just made the game anyway and like
Yeah,
copied the homework and changed a few things so it didn't
yeah.
look like it. Yeah, I see. That makes a lot of sense.
Is that like StarCraft was supposed to be a 40K game?
Yeah.
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 What I know, so since now that I've started to get into Warhammer, I saw somebody answer this question online, but I was like, I don't really believe that, but like, why is there not just a version of the tabletop game as a game, like as a PC game? Why does that not exist?
It would be a multi-billion-dollar mobile app for sure.
Yeah. I couldn't. GW does zero market research, and that's real. Like they've said, they don't do market research. So they have so many video games that they can make $1 million from, and they just never want to invest in any of them. They just give their license to randoms.
Mhm.
I don't know. I think they would be too scared of making that because they'd be scared of losing model sales.
They think it would replace their tabletop game.
Yeah, even though they could charge for the models in game,
Yeah.
just not very much, but it costs them $0 to produce. I mean, obviously it costs them money to make the game, but there's no actual material cost of what they're selling in a video game. So it's like how they have their app right now. You have to pay for the app first of all. This has like all the rules and stuff in it. But then to get your rules, you have to buy a physical codex and then enter the key in from that codex into the app. And codexes cost $70. I don't know if you have one or not, but
I do.
they got
That
70
is so
bucks.
greedy.
And like my buddy just said the other day, like he'd be happy to spend like $10, even $20 on just a code to
Mhm.
put into the app.
Yeah.
And that would be genius. Like it would cost them no money to make a code for an app,
Yeah.
but they're never gonna do something like that because they're just like they're an extremely incompetent company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My first encounter with that was when I went into the store, into my local game store to buy models. And I went in to buy models and a codex, and the guy was like, yeah, so I have one of these limited edition codexes because they stopped printing the regular ones and made a limited edition one. And he was like, and this is it. This is all there is, and they aren't making them anymore. So I can give you this. And he's like, and it's $70, but he's like, but I'm just gonna give it to you for 50 because I think that's fucking stupid. And
wow.
I was like, wait, that's just like the way it is? And he was like, yeah, that's just how they are. That's just how GW is. And I was like, oh,
Yep.
cool. Okay, so
And
this is
when I started playing the game, codexes were paperback, and they had tons of artwork on. They had artwork on almost every single page. They had lore on every page, quotes on every page, and the rules, and then like showcasing of the models and dioramas and stuff, and like DIY stuff, and that was $30.
holy
And now
shit.
they're hardback, and they have literally half the content, and they're $70.
Jesus.
That is crazy.
Wow.
Also, $5 from Ludi McShooty. He's a Lore Crimes
Oh
regular.
yes, we get a
Hello,
super
Ludi
chat.
McShooty.
And we got a dono.
My favorite son is talking to my favorite short king. Better not tell the other lore crimers that you're cheating on them. Thank you for the
Do you have-
$5. Appreciated, much appreciated. I don't know why that didn't alert me of that, but
Do you have anything to say about that? Cheating on your lore crimers?
oh,
Uh,
that is.
You're
the-
on my shit list. Effective
through.
Oh,
immediately.
there you go. Nice. They'll live. They'll live. Yeah. Just don't
And,
talk about it.
I finished a video game. Also said it's the same situation as Wizards with Magic: The Gathering Arena. They don't want to do anything that hurts the sales of the physical
Yep.
product.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
another
that makes a lot of
company.
sense.
Wizard is another like pure evil
Yeah.
company. Did
Yeah,
you
Wizards of the Coast.
I don't. Oh my gosh, I don't keep up enough. But I remember a few months ago, there's a huge controversy of them re-releasing some cards and charging like $1,000 for the box set or something.
I think so.
I
Yeah.
don't.
There's
Yeah.
been a lot this past like year. They've had a shit ton of controversies, just like one after the other.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
some of
it's
these
like,
companies can't just. What's going
yeah,
on?
it's like, how could you possibly think this is a good idea? But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the people who make the decisions in Games Workshop, nowadays, like they're just the suits, right? They haven't played the game, they don't read the books, they don't know anything about the actual universe. They just look at statistics and what sells.
They were charging money for proxy cards that weren't even legit.
That is
Wow.
insane.
Yeah. Yeah, and that
I
is
can't believe that.
it's weird because there's so many, like, coming from somebody who's just gotten into this, there are so many barriers to getting into like Warhammer. There's not as many barriers with Magic. I mean, there's some,
No.
but not as
Easier
many.
to buy a pre-con.
Yeah. And
You know-
but like just getting into it, there's so many barriers. And if there was a PC game that could introduce you to the mechanics of the game, I feel like a lot more people would feel more comfortable like going into a game shop and playing a game if they already knew a basic
They
gist
had
of the
something to cut their
mechanics.
teeth on.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
you said, charge for models. You know, maybe it's $10 or something. It's not, you know,
Yeah.
the crazy prices for the physical, but you still charge for models, so you're still making money. And there's a ton of people that are interested in Warhammer, but are never, ever, 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 under no fucking circumstance, going to go into a shop,
Yeah.
buy models, learn the
Spend
game,
$500.
paint them, all that shit. They're never going to do that. But you could still get money from them because they're interested
exactly.
in Warhammer.
But GW doesn't just never understands that there's more than like one target audience.
Yeah.
And they hate their target audience. Like they
Yeah, they
screw us
do.
over all the time.
Yeah.
They
Like,
hate their target
oh,
audience.
But like with the video game thing, I have a buddy who he loves Warhammer, like Dawn of War games and stuff like that. But he refuses to play the tabletop because he needs the visual stuff actually happening. He has no interest in looking at models and rolling dice. If you put it on a screen and you added little animations to these guys, all of a sudden he'd probably love Warhammer.
Yeah.
It's respectable.
Yeah, you can play Tabletop Simulator, but it's janky and kind of icky,
Yeah.
and I don't like it.
Yeah.
It makes me there is a mentality among executives and suits and people who are in these positions. It's this mentality, and you can see that it's there, where they're all sitting around and they're thinking, how do we claw this money away from these people's like wallets, man? How do we convince them to give up their money to us? And they come up with these crazy ideas like $1,000 proxy cards because they're trying to figure out how they can like get one over on their audience, you know, that they can like trick them into buying their money but they don't understand. I've interacted with a lot of people who play Magic the Gathering. These people, they want to give you their money. They just don't want to be fucked with.
Yeah.
And so whenever you fuck with them like that, they're not going to give you their money. But if you just made like more of the product and expanded it and made it, they want to.
Yeah.
I know people who play Magic the Gathering. It makes them happy to give you their money to buy more Magic the Gathering stuff. It's the same thing with Warhammer.
Yep.
All you have to do is like be a nice person, like be a human
These executives,
being.
they think that their consumers are the enemy is the thing, and you can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I will say though, like having a company that is like the worst in the space. The other thing that I've encountered that's the exact opposite of that is the community itself. Everybody I've met that plays Warhammer since I've started getting into it is super fucking nice, super ready to teach you, super ready to help you out and all this shit. Very and very like informed, like so it does help. I think that without that, the game wouldn't even be fucking alive if they didn't have like
the community's great. In real life, everyone's usually pretty nice. Don't go on Reddit. The Reddit 40K community is a cancerous, horrible,
Well, that's the same with
disgusting
any
place.
That's all Reddit.
Yeah,
all
like
Reddit
that is like
communities are
anything,
that.
exactly.
Just stay off of Reddit.
Yeah, but like the YouTube community is really awesome, and the real life community is awesome.
Yeah.
Stay off of Twitter, stay off of Reddit. That's where all the actual psychos are.
Yeah, and stay off of Twitter too. Any like community, specifically with like consumer products, like
just
there
echo
are
chamber places.
Yeah, there's some like Twitters and stuff where it's not that bad, but any consumer like product like fan base, I try to stay away from them on the internet anyway.
Yeah. So most of the internet community people either don't play the game or they are what you
They're
I guess you would
psychotic
call
about
like
it.
meta gamers. Yeah, they're insane. They buy whatever's good. They buy 10 boxes of it, and then it gets nerfed next edition, and they sell
Yeah.
all of it. And then they buy the new big thing, and like they have no love or passion for the actual game. They just want to
math
win
hammer.
a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was what I started doing, like when I was looking at like who I wanted to play and stuff. And then like I just read so many things that were like, don't do that, just play whatever looks cool. And I was
Yeah.
like, wait, I can just
Yep.
play whatever looks cool. I was like, fuck yeah,
Yep.
that's sick.
Yep.
I don't have to try to win. It doesn't matter.
That was kind of
Yep.
freeing in that moment. I was like, oh,
Mhm.
nice. Awesome.
You just have to find the right people to play with, because people in real life are bad sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I only play with my like close friend group nowadays. I don't go down to my local store as much because everyone's so competitive. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like the game's a lot different than what it used to be.
Yeah.
Is all. It's a different kind of competitive.
Yeah.
But
I finished the video game, said Dawn of War was probably the closest they got. And to be
Yeah.
fair, that first game and the expansions were pretty rad. That's what I've heard. I've heard Dawn of
yeah,
War is pretty
everyone
close.
loves Dawn of War. I still
Yeah.
play with my buddies, and that was back when like the DLC for video games was an entire new video game.
Yes.
So you would spend $10 for like Winter Assault, and you would get a whole new campaign, a whole new game, a whole new faction.
Yep.
To play. Yeah. But GW, whenever anything goes right for them, they just never do it again. I don't know. I have no idea what the issue is, but
Well, they made 2 more Dawn of Wars though.
yeah, but the third one was so bad.
I've heard the third
all
one
they
is
had to
really
do,
bad.
all they had to do was take Dawn of War 1 and make it look pretty, and they would have made $1 billion, unironically.
Yeah.
And they fumbled it so bad.
They did. Have you played Battle Sector?
No, but I know what it is. I haven't played it though.
I've played it a little bit. It's ish. It's sort of there. If
Yeah, that's
you're
what I've heard.
if it's yeah, like it's not bad. It's kind of halfway there, but it's definitely not what people were asking for.
The
It
Fish
did.
video game said they're making another Space Marine. 1 win out of a possible
Yes,
1,000.
that is true.
Hopefully.
But
I have actual hope for that game.
Yeah,
I'll probably play it just because I want to kill things with a chainsword.
Yeah, the first Space Marine was awesome.
It was pretty sick.
It's a great fucking game. That game is sick as hell.
The original Space Marine game actually shows it reveals to me something I already kind of know about myself of how easy I am to please. All you really have to do is give me a sword with a chainsaw on it and a gun, and let
Kill
me just
orcs.
like hack and slash mass slaughter things, and I would be so happy. That's
Yeah,
all I want.
Actually, when I was playing it, I was thinking like, this is Evan's game. Like Evan owns
Yeah,
this
and you're
game.
right.
This is
You were
his
right.
game.
You were playing it, you're like, man, Evan would probably fucking love this. It's just the only thing that could have made Space Marine better is like if you made the soundtrack like Deathcore, which is Doom. It's just Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
Doom Eternal is that.
Well,
Oh.
it is Warhammer's version of Doom, essentially.
Yeah.
I finished a video game, said Space Marine is also one of the best DSP. This is how you don't plays of all time. I'll have to watch that. I've been getting heavy into DSP lately because King Cobra is MIA and has been for 2 months. So, yeah, I've been watching a lot of DSP, unfortunately.
His backup lolcow.
He is. He's in the back pocket when I got nothing else, and he's always streaming. He's always live. He's always making content. So.
Yeah, I remember the first. This is kind of unrelated, but I remember the first time you were explaining lolcows to me, and then you said everybody actually has their own lolcow and they don't even know it. And I remember when I realized that like alpha influencers are my lolcows. I was like, damn, he's right. Everyone does have that.
There's like you'll meet girls and they're like obsessed with some girl that was on like a reality show 5 years ago, and she uploads on Instagram. She's always getting into some shit. That's a lolcow. That's their lolcow. They're everywhere, you know. But everybody has their own lolcow.
Do you know what your lolcow is, Eli?
I don't know, but I know that I am somebody's personally. Some people that I've never met in my entire life. My buddies, like coworkers. He showed me a picture that they made of me.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
It was the most. It's like the most surreal, odd experience of my life. Like, I did not like it. I did not like it. It was not a good feeling. But
I don't
mean-
even know how that's the case. You don't even post You just post like lore shorts.
well, yeah, they don't. They didn't even like know about the Instagram or anything.
Oh,
So I
this
think
is just in person. This is
in person.
Well, no, they never met me though. Like, I think they took a picture from the YouTube community posts and
Oh,
posted that.
damn.
Yeah. So it's like
Damn.
We're all
barely, yeah.
it's the whole universe is just a chain of lolcows. We're all
Mhm.
somebody's lolcow and we have our own
Yep.
lolcow. It's a human
Apparently.
centipede of lolcows.
Oh
That's
man, so
insane, man.
I don't know
It's
what
so
it would.
beautiful,
I
isn't
don't
it?
know what it'd be for me. Uh,
Yeah, there's
I
no
don't
way
know.
to avoid it. There's no way to
Oh.
avoid it either because my locale is like this guy named Andy Elliott who's in like super good shape. He's a multi-millionaire. Like nothing you can do can escape somebody looking at you thinking this fucking
That's
dude
true.
is so funny.
That's true. Everybody's
You can't
there's always gonna be somebody that thinks you're an idiot.
you can't outwork it. You can't out like find it. Somebody's gonna look at you and be like, this guy's fucking ridiculous.
The only way to do it is to look at everybody else and think they're fucking ridiculous and make fun of them. That's the
Yeah.
best thing you can do in life is just make fun of everybody and think everybody's stupid.
Maybe it'd be Pudge players on Dota 2 for me. Like I stay awake at night thinking about people who play Pudge and like what they must be like in real life. Like it's gotten so bad that I'm telling my friends like if we get a Pudge on our team, we're abandoning and mass reporting the Pudge player. And then
Damn.
we're playing a new game.
It's that much hatred.
That's funny.
Yep, because he's such a useless hero, and everyone who plays him is just so awful to like deal with. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, but honestly, I don't know. Maybe Gaben of like, oh no, Hideo Kojima. I love that guy. Oh my gosh, and I don't
What
even
about
play the
Major
games.
Kill? What about Major
I
Kill?
don't
Would
pay
he count?
attention to Major Kill that much though. But yeah, I mean, I'm not exactly his biggest fan.
I
I don't
remember
know
that
if I
time.
really have a lolcow, as I don't like hate. I don't know. Are you supposed to hate them as a
No,
lolcow, or do you just think they're goofy?
You don't yeah, you just think they're
Yeah, you don't
goofy.
hate. Yeah,
You don't hate them.
Yeah, that's why the Andy Elliott thing sparked me is because you don't hate them. Like part of you actually likes them.
Yeah.
You just can't get over how seriously they take themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I even have one. I like Kojima's funny post. Is that even his name?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
how
that's
bad,
his
yeah.
name.
He posts himself on Instagram just like doing random things. Yeah,
He's always at the
I love that
theater, like
stuff. Yeah, I think that's hilarious.
just watch SpongeBob.
Yes, guy's
yeah.
goated though. Like he's freaking awesome.
He was
People-
he was doing a slew of posting recently because Norman Reedus was at their offices and he took this video of he had everybody from Kojima Productions line up along the hallway in a line and clap for Norman Reedus when he came through the door, and so it was just him walking through this tunnel of people going like, oh, thank you, like this whole time. It was
That is
so
so
good.
funny.
And then he was
I
like,
wonder if he did that to be like vindictive about, like funny about it. But
I think it was a little bit, yeah, but also like but like honorary. But he also took like a video of him like trying to pick a soda or a coffee from the vending machine. He was like, "Oh, they have so much stuff. I don't know what to get. I don't know what to get." And Kojima's just like sitting there like videos.
my favorite thing about Kojima posts is how people will judge whether or not a movie is good by how many words Kojima writes about it when he
Yeah.
sees it.
Yep.
Because he saw, I don't remember, he saw some movie and he wrote like 4 sentences on X. He was like, saw this, I love this. And then he posted, it was like, just saw the Marvels.
Yeah, he just says,
Madame Web with no caption.
yeah, I just
Yeah.
watched it. I did watch.
No, he,
it's factual. I watched this movie. I did.
yeah,
You know,
just saw Madam Web.
if you
But
don't
then
have
some
anything
movies
nice
he'll
to
write
say.
like 4 sentences.
Yeah.
I think I feel like in the fitness world, Grizzly is probably most people's lolcow. If you know
Yeah.
who that is.
Who's?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
I do.
Yep.
Yeah, he
do.
screams, these big pudgy Russian guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eric Bugenhaugen's another one. I love that guy.
Speaking of
I
fitness,
respect the heck out of that guy.
fitness lolcow. There's a lot of Have you ever heard of the Delray Misfits?
No.
Yes, but I don't know. I don't know what that is, but I've heard that.
They were the one that came up with Mentz, and what was his name? Fat Lenny, I think it was his name. They're pretty
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh Lenny. Oh my god. I've never watched these guys, but I've seen so many clips of them.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, they're awesome. I love
Yeah.
Lenny and Jason.
Jason Genova. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very awesome.
Yeah, they don't upload anymore, but they were pretty they're pretty great. There's also another guy named Jason Blaha or something in the fitness community. He's a pretty big fitness lolcow. He's not I don't know as much about him, but yeah.
Jason Blaha?
Blaha, BLAHA. A, I think is his name.
Oh, let's see. I've seen a picture of this guy. I don't really know who he is. So,
Yeah, he's a weirdo.
yeah. Huh.
Yeah, there's some very weird like lolcows in the fitness community.
There is.
Mhm.
There's a lot.
Well, it's just because there's so many people trying to like go that route.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. There's a I mean there's so much fucking fitness content. Like you can never
Mhm.
there's just a sea.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
really is.
It's
Really
I
is.
think it would be difficult to set yourself apart. But I think you could do it.
Mhm. I
Just-
think it's more like the appeal or the reason to do fitness stuff is to get like a small crowd
Mhm.
of people, not to be like a 1 million subscriber guy, but be like a 10,000
Yeah.
subscriber guy.
Niche.
And then but then you make money from it by selling supplements and stuff.
Mhm.
But like useful things, like things that people are going to buy anyways, but they'll
Mhm.
buy it from you just to support you, right?
Yeah,
You know,
So
I
you
think
don't need a
it's
huge following.
that's true.
I think it's kind of interesting that the fitness influencer space is so saturated. So many people are trying to do so many things to set themselves apart that when Sam Solik did literally nothing to set
Yeah.
himself apart except
Just-
talking to a camera, that's
Yeah.
what worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because all you have to do is be a real human being, but there's
I'm not
almost no
convinced he is real.
influencers out there who I haven't actually watched his videos. I'm gonna be honest, but like,
Well,
know
I
a
mean,
lot of
just
people love
looking at him, he looks like somebody
He's also
fucking
gigantic, that
modeled him in
helps.
Blender.
Yeah, yeah. But I know that like his videos are just him being a dude, and I think that's all
I
people
watch 'em.
really want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll watch a Sam Solik video like maybe once or twice a month. Never all the
Mhm.
way through, but I'll just like put it on the background sometimes.
Yeah, it's kind of comfy a little bit. It's
Mhm.
It
just,
is comfy.
It just feels
And it's
it's
really funny. It's funny to listen to
Mhm.
him because then you go listen to somebody else. Like, don't ever listen to Sam Solik. You don't know what he's talking about. He's
Yeah,
loaded
it's
up on
like,
steroids.
shut
Yeah.
up, like,
And then
oh
you go listen to
gosh.
Sam Solik. He's like, yeah, man, I just pushed to failure.
yeah. He's like I
Yeah,
just do
yeah.
a bunch of reps with a
He's,
lot of weight, and then I'm
Do
good.
you guys know who Victor Black is?
No.
Probably not. He's pretty big in the fitness industry, but he's like the black sheep, literally. Everyone, like 90% of the fitness industry hates this guy because he's like, how do I
9
even
out of 10 in
describe
the
it?
fitness industry hate him.
Well, they do though, but it's because he tells everyone the truth, and he like talks about like how BS like all the science based stuff is, and like this is all you actually need to do, and like
Well, it is.
he calls people, he like shows everything wrong that these people are doing, and the way that it's like, when the media like tries to completely destroy somebody's reputation, so then you know that that person's probably like a respectable person, like,
Yeah.
kind of, right? Like, or like so I don't know. The entire fitness industry tries to destroy this guy, and the way that they attack him makes it very obvious and clear that he is the good guy.
Victor Black, huh?
Yeah.
He's the actual main character.
Yeah, pretty much.
I
But
know-
anyways, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I know there's that one fitness influencer who everybody hates. He's got like the neck tattoos all over him, and he's super shredded, and everybody hates him. But he gets like millions of views. You know who I'm talking about?
No,
Mm-mm.
I don't know.
Dude, you would
mhm.
know him if I showed him to you.
Oh, I'm sure I would.
But he's like loaded with tattoos. He's got them like all up his neck, and he makes all these videos. And like, here's how I got a 6-pack in 3 weeks or some shit like that.
Yeah. 6-pack shortcuts is the OG like scammy
Yeah.
YouTube channel.
Yep.
But for me, my cozy YouTube is Will Tennyson. I still watch that
I
guy's
fucking love
videos.
his videos.
Yeah,
They're
he's a G.
they're so good. Just
Yeah,
some nice
and-
slop. They're great.
Yeah, he's just a nice guy. He's just a dude
Yeah.
making like silly videos. Have you guys seen Jack PGM?
No.
I think
Mm.
if you're into lifting, I watch his videos almost every day before I go to the gym.
Okay.
Jack
I'll check him out.
PGM. Yeah.
Yeah. Will Tennyson is like, it's like fucking, it just hits the spot. It's like, this isn't anything, crazy or new, but it's
Nope.
just like, it just
cozy.
works. Yeah. It
Yeah.
works.
And it's fun to watch. He's not an influencer. He's just a guy. Like,
Yeah.
I used to watch a lot of like, do you know who Sush is? Sush Bra and James and stuff.
Is
They were
Sush, fucking, isn't that Ziz's brother?
No.
No?
I feel like these guys were part of the problem of what started the whole fitness influencer trend of blowing up, because these guys did it. Like, they're basically two dudes. I think they're all right guys. And I watched their content when I was younger, but they're two dudes who did steroids and got like gigantic, and they just blew up in views after like getting huge. And I think that kind of sparked all of what's happening right now. Maybe I'm wrong, but I
Yeah, like the
feel
Trent
that's
twins and all that.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. They're influencer bros though.
Yeah, I don't. It's weird because like I understand why people do steroids. Like when I was younger, I was always like, "Why would you ever do that? That's stupid." And then I became an adult, and I was like,
"Yeah, it makes a lot more sense."
I completely understand why you would want to do that.
Yeah, I constantly have to remind myself that it's off the table.
Yeah, the only situation that I think is justifiable personally is if you're making money off of it. I don't think it's ever really justifiable if you're not making money.
I have to like stay on the Jedi mindset. I have to be like, that's the path to the dark side.
No,
you know?
no.
I have to be like Yoda's like, is the dark side stronger? And he's like, it's easier, but no.
Yeah, that's another Victor Black thing. Actually, he made these things called the safe use models. So he kind of disproves like the entirety of the fitness industry's information on steroids. And he really preaches this like safe use model of using the least amount possible for the most amount of get out of it. And people also hate him for that because it goes against what a lot of other educators say.
We got a question for you in the chat, son.
Oh, yeah. Ludi says, I got a question. If you did buy an army for Warhammer, what would you run? I actually bought my first army I haven't bought like a whole army, but I bought some stuff. I still have to paint it. I need to sit down.
It's
and
the hardest part, bro.
I just don't have time, and like I just need to go downstairs and paint it. But I bought Sisters of Battle.
Nice, good man.
Yeah, I thought those were
that's
the
one of my
coolest.
favorite factions in the game.
Yeah, I was looking through all of them, and I through the lore and stuff, and trying to figure out what seemed the coolest and what models looked the coolest, and that was like, yeah, this is the one I'm drawn to. They're
awesome.
They're just cool as hell.
Yeah, I actually a few months ago when I had time for a short amount of time, and now I have no time, I actually got some of them as well. So I really need to freaking. You can't see, my camera sucks. But I have 2 combat patrols and like the Triumph of St. Catherine. So
that's the fucking someday. Cool one. Yeah, hell yeah. Get a 3D printer, Sato says.
Yep. Yeah. I actually order. Me and my buddies buy Chinese recasts.
That's what my brother does. Yeah. My brother, I don't know if I should say that, but he buys a lot of China cast.
Now you can't get in trouble for it. It's the guys who are selling it who will get in trouble. But I don't know how they get these things. Like, because I'm pretty sure Warhammer is made in Britain, but maybe it's made in China. But these guys have all of the molds and all the casts for everything.
Do they? I mean, it could just be reverse engineering because I worked in plastics for a really long time, and even we were like a small business, and we made a specific product, and it sold pretty well. But there were like a year after I worked there, we started finding Chinese knockoffs of that they had made and put out onto the market. They just created a mold that was just like ours. I mean, it was inferior, but it was they'll they do that shit all the time.
Oh yeah, I still try to buy from my local store because it's not a Games Workshop, it's like a comic store. So I buy like combat patrols and stuff for them, but when I want to get like, I don't know, a few character models, and I don't want to spend $300 to get 5 characters.
Yeah.
I hit up my boy Justin in China, or there's a website called Zach Game, but it's Zach Game 6 right now. The number always changes. Whenever he gets taken down, he makes a new one. Yeah.
My brother is telling me about that. My brother has a guy in China that he buys from, and he said he has like his personal email, and like the number is always changing because he'll get taken down, and then he'll have to find the next. It's like it's like a black market. The way he was explaining it to me, I was like, bro, this sounds like you're buying off the black market. What are you talking about? Changing phone numbers? So you're buying Warhammer models.
Like when you're into this game, when you're into this game and you're not making six figures, like, and you want to get more stuff, it's really hard to justify.
Yeah.
Like, I already have 10,000 points of Warhammer. Like, am I
Yeah.
really gonna go into the store and spend $500 when I could spend $100 on China instead? Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, the first trip that I made to the store, I was hurting. I was like,
yeah,
Jesus Christ, man.
it's an expensive hobby. Like the GW, it was bad PR again, but uh, they made you maybe have even seen it. They made this whole like long spiel about how like Warhammer's not a place for like hatred and blah blah blah.
Oh yeah.
And then they ended it with "You will not be missed." And so now everybody has edited the message to say, Warhammer is for everyone except for poor people. You will not be missed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
bury them.
It's especially when you're getting started too, because you got to buy all the paints and you got to buy the right brushes and the
It's such a
fucking
hurdle to get into.
palettes and shit. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, oh my
You-
God.
I bought my brother-in-law a big box set for Christmas, and so then I spread my disease onto him.
Hmm.
But I feel like if you don't get something got for you, it's definitely hard to convince people to play the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'd be better
definitely.
off just getting the books and like just enjoying the lore
just
than
the
you would trying
lore,
to play
yeah.
the board. I can't fathom I would ever get it into like playing the tabletop.
Well, the thing was like I liked the lore a lot, but when I started seeing people play the game, I was like, that looks fucking fun.
Mhm.
That looks fun
It's
as
really
hell.
cool, like, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's a cool game.
Well, I like D&D too and stuff. Like
Yeah.
I've played that since I was a kid, and
Yep.
it's like the same appeal, but with it's like taking the combat part of D&D and then just like stretching it out and making it way more detailed and in depth. So they can 3D scan the model to make a digital template. Yeah, that's true, Sato.
makes
That's
sense.
probably they probably just 3D scan it and then put it into a modeling program and then just make a mold off of that.
Yep. I'm a monkey. I don't know how any of this stuff works. So I just-
That's a very specialized piece of information that I have that's like not useful in any other context. Whenever somebody mentions plastic, I'm always like, oh, plastic, I know about that. Let's go.
Nice.
And that's it.
Yeah.
All right, you guys want to make plugs?
Okay. Yeah. We can wrap it up.
Let's
and
make plug. What where?
let's-
Why don't you deadlifts? Why don't you tell everybody where they can find you and what you're working on?
Deadlifts for the Dark Gods on YouTube and Instagram. And
Yeah.
I post shorts basically every day, probably like 5 times a week nowadays. Instagram, I post a lot of schizo fitness content, which is more fun, and I'm working on some long form stuff for the channel, which has also been fun because I get sponsors here and there, so I can actually make something. So
Hell yeah.
yeah, working on some Necrons content currently.
Okay. On Necrons.
There you go.
Mhm.
Okay, and you can you can know where to find me at EV Prince on YouTube, and look forward to this video I've been grinding on for the past couple of weeks. I'll be talking about every Star Wars game for the Sony PlayStation 1 in depth. Like the shortest coverage is 23 minutes for one of the games, right? So very in-depth coverage on every one of these games. Videos can be probably 2 hours and 40 something minutes. That should be coming out this Thursday, so a little under a week from now. And for members, it'll probably be out like on Monday or something, but for the public, it'll be out on Thursday. So keep your eyes out for that.
Nice.
You already know where to find me because you're already here. But looking forward, this Sunday, my first video on Metal Gear Solid is coming out.
I can't believe how fast you got that together, too. That's crazy.
Well, I was working on it before the last video as well. Like I was working on it in the background a little bit too.
Yeah.
But this is the best. This is the best video I've ever made. 100%.
Nice.
Are you
what?
gonna do the poster with all the tiny little posters?
I am. Yeah, I'm gonna work up to that. Yeah, at the end. I think that's a good idea. But yeah, this is. I mean, while I've been doing this is easily the best video ever. So please go check it out on Sunday, 1 p.m. And then gonna do the rest of the series as well. But next week, I think another worst Steam games video is probably in order. So check that out. And before that, Friday, 7 p.m., be back here with us to enjoy another episode of TGG.
Plus.
Right. Plus. Fuck.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for having me, fellas.